متفردة هي بطبيعتها وموسيقاها وزراعتها وفنها، فكأنها زهرة متفردة. وبحرها الكاريبي جعل منها درة للتوابل والنكهات، وجوها الاستوائي زاد غموضا للحكاية، وأسرارها ما زالت دفينة لم يكشف عنها بعد، وكنوزها مدفونة تحت أشجارها تنتظر من يكشف اللثام. وفي حكايات الشعوب جئنا لنقترب، نسمع ونتعلم ونأخذ من الشعوب ما يعزز قدراتنا على فهم الآخر. فبالرغم من أننا نعيش على كوكب واحد، إلا أن الحكايات اليوم مختلفة، وجئنا لنعيشها، وهي حكاية كوبا. Brother Luis, thank you so much for having me, and I thank you all for having me here today in your house. Please introduce the family.
We're happy to have you here in our place. My sister Lady and my brother Juan, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, and I'm very glad to be also. And brother, since we just greeted each other, let's talk about greeting. Greeting sometimes it's kind of different from country to country. Each country depends on her culture, puts like maybe small touch on every greeting that separates it from country to country. So tell us about greeting in Cuba.
Yeah, the most usual way to say hi in Cuba is say que bola.
Que bola.
Que bola means like what's new with you, with your life. Yeah. That's basically, if you say que bola in any place in the world, they will know you are from Cuba, 100%.
Yeah. So that's what separates Cuba's greeting from maybe other countries.
Definitely. Que bola is only Cuba. Yeah.
But what does it mean?
Yeah, what's new with you, basically what's up, what's new with you, tell me about you, that's it, in a short way.
In a short way.
Yeah.
And it's very short and quick.
Que bola.
Brother Juan, tell us about the morning greetings, evening greetings. I'm sure it's different, and there is of course different words.
Yeah. So it's easy. Just wake up in the morning and say buenos días.
Okay.
So during the coffee, this is important, the coffee in the morning. Yeah. So say buenos días, ¿cómo estás?
Okay.
It's so easy.
Yeah. So this word is connected to the morning coffee, of course, and
it's important.
The morning mood, of course.
Yeah.
And also, Brother Luis, I have been told in Cuba, they use a lot of body language to express. They have some known moves that shows what they want to mean. So tell us about it.
So for us, if you want to say some place is crowded, for example, we do like this. This means crowded, full of people.
Okay.
Can be a party, can be a bus, can be a road. Any place crowded, we say like this.
Yeah.
Also, if we are not sure about some issue in particular, we do like this with the shoulder. We do like this.
Okay.
It's a way to express I'm not sure about this. Yeah.
So it shows what do you mean?
Whatever.
Whatever. Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these movements are famous in Cuba between the people.
Yes.
I like it. Now, first of all, you told me a very short word for welcome. That's very good. And now you give me some movements. So it's very quick and nice. I like it.
It's kind of.
Yeah, indeed. And lady, I have been seeing these amazing sweets in front of me. So I wonder, is it like the normal sweets you serve to every guest in Cuba? And tell us more about it.
Yeah, actually, most of the time when we have family or friends coming over, we'll have of course, coffee, or we'll have, let's say, any soft drink. And then we have this kind of sweet, which is, most of the time they are made out of flour, okay? And this is one that we really, really love, and we call Merenguito. Okay. It's made with eggs as well.
Okay.
Most of the time it's like that, coffee always, or soft drink, and then sweets. We really love sweets.
Okay, so those coffee or soft drink is the must, okay? And then comes the other sweets.
Yeah.
That's very nice. And also, Brother Luis, I have heard some very interesting information about the houses in Cuba. A lot of people have told me when they have visited Cuba, the doors are open, you know, people are, you know, feeling safe between each other. There are, you know, or maybe walls are a bit low. They don't like have the concern of, you know, feeling unsafe. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, that's very true. In Cuba, every block is a big family, basically. If you don't have anything today, you can go to your neighbor asking for, I don't know, sugar, some food, anything you can imagine, you can ask for your neighbors. It's all a big happy family, a big, you know, community of friends.
That's
basically.
nice.
So we trust each other, we just help each other every day.
That's nice. That's nice. And lady, that of course that means that the community in Cuba is very close, and there is a big unity between the people. So tell us more about it. Like the, you know, the food sometimes is a way of communicating with the, you know, with neighbors, sending food to your neighbors, you know, feeling that they're close to you. So is that also happening in Cuba?
Yeah, of course. We're always celebrating for us everything is a celebration. We invite friends, we invite, like, let's say for us the neighbor is as brother or sister, is not really a neighbor, and they can come at our home anytime. If they don't need an invitation, they just can go there and at any time, and there will be always, you know, like music, and we will have like food, and everybody will bring a little bit or something, and they will make the celebration all together.
I see. And that's what makes sometimes those foods amazing and great to eat, like having your friends and family around, of course. Thanks. And even Brother Luis, like always the people have like a bit of impression about the people from Cuba. Every people, like in each country, like, you know, that there is a certain thing that separates, you know, the people from this country, from that country. Yeah. They have been telling, like in Cuba, people love to argue. They love to argue. They love to argue.
All the time.
They don't give up easy for an argument. You know, if you got into an argument with them, you're gonna lose in front of a guy in Cuba. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, so we do that. Yeah, for sure, we do that. We argue all the time about everything, just for the sake of it. Yeah, just having fun. Can be football, can be, I don't know, family, a joke. We just love the interaction, you know, teasing each other, making fun. It's just part of the process of having fun every day.
It is. And
we like that. We are loud.
You are. Even like Spielberg telling me people in Cuba are very loud. Yeah. I say that's nice. They have the excitement, they have the spirit. I love that about them.
It's true, it's true. For example, we can have a conversation now between my brother and me, like in Spanish, for example. Oye, mi hermano, ¿cómo tú estás? ¿Qué bola? Ahí es así, ¿qué bola?
Really fast.
It's like that.
So it's loud, it's fast, and it's, you know, it's a long argument.
Yes. Full of
it's not an easy argument.
Time,
And Brother Luis, what about the dialects in Cuba? Is it like one, or there is multiple dialects?
No, there is only one language, Spanish. Varies slightly from west till east, but it's the same language all across. Spanish,
But it's the same language.
The same language.
That's very nice. And also, Brother Luis, like a lot of people can see in Cuba, like the mix of people, the mix of culture, of course. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, in Cuba, basically 70% is mostly of the Cuban European roots, and then 20% African, and then 10%, let's say, Asian or different parts of the world. But right now, in Cuba, it's a whole mix, the whole country. So it's very difficult for you to say this person is this race or that race. For example, we have mestizo, which means mixed race.
Mixed race.
Basically, in Cuba, everyone is mestizo in a way. And we have mulatto. Mulatto applies to African and European, the mixed. So Cuba is a big mix of races. Everyone is just European, African, Asian. It's difficult to say.
It's mixed. And you know, when a country has this mixed people, the mixed roots of people, it gives you a diversity in the culture, even like in the food, in the clothes, in the habits that people do. Because, you know, the culture of the country is mixed between like people from different roots, and that's something very good. Brother Luis, every country has its, traditional games. You know, these games that we had years and years back, our fathers and grandfathers used to play it. And they're still fun. They're still fun and they have like a different sense. So we want to know today about Cuba's #1 traditional game.
For us, the best game is called dominoes. So it's very simple to play. It's just having a few pieces divided between us and to put them one after the other and the next and so on. Okay. So it's very simple, it's very easy to make. It's just carving some holes mostly in the wood, also in plastic, depend what you have, but usually in the wood. Yeah. And that's it, it's very easy to play. People can play of any ages, since they are kids until you are 60, 70, 80, we don't really mind. Yeah. It's a fun way for us to gather around the table and tell some jokes, some stories, and have some coffee.
Indeed. And there's nothing like playing these, group games. Always like playing these kind of games alone is always boring. But these, these games and the other type of games that require groups are always fun, playing it with your friends, with your family. But the stones or the wooden, you said it's like those circles, they refer to a number.
Yes, exactly. Correct? It used to be differently, it used to be like a written word, number, but then there was a blind person who had the idea, brilliant actually, to carve the numbers in the wood. So in that way, just by feeling, right, you can just know what is a number in your hands. So
he had this idea because he
was blind.
Yeah, so he can feel like the numbers on the stone or the wood, and then he can play, of course, and feel like how many points he have with every stone. It's very creative and innovative, of course. But tell me, why does people in Cuba love to play it? Because sometimes these games, how do you know it's a traditional game, and how do you know it's like the number game? You walk around the streets of the country, between its cafe, between its restaurant, and sometimes some countries has their the old design. They have the balcony outside, and you can see people outside and having a table and playing this game. And by looking, you can tell, this is the country's first and #1 traditional game. So is it everywhere in Cuba?
Yeah, exactly. In every block, every place, you will see people playing dominoes. In different countries, I think maybe chess is the same,
Indeed.
In Cuba, you see to every corner people just sitting and chatting every day and playing dominoes. Even they organize some leagues, right?
There is some leagues also.
Some leagues.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So they make it fun,
Important leagues.
Yes, important leagues. And they are getting angry if they lose, of course. It means a lot to them.
How many person does, is it 4 at least, 2 at least?
Yes,
how many?
usually 4 people, Especially, especially this domino until 6 is played by 4 persons, but then you have a different version until 9, 9 points, and that is also 4. Yes.
But it can go up to more than 4?
Usually 4 people, Only classic square table, 1 across, so he's my partner, and then 1 person sitting across you is your partner, and you have to play together with him to beat us, him and me. That's the way. So you are a team, and me and him, we are a team.
And plus we have around a lot of people
watching and making fun and trying, to teasing us. Yes.
A lot of audience and cheering, of course, and booing, no matter what. And Brother Juan, I was watching a video about 2 guys were playing domino in Cuba, and I was noticing some sign language between them, they communicate, but in an indirect way. I don't know, they have to, tell each other about those moves. They know it previously,
Yeah,
so tell me about these sign languages they use.
So basically, the sign is the song. Sorry, is the signal. For example, if I empty, I need to pass. I need to move like this, and my partner is gonna play next to me. Okay. For example, we have the #1 is the puya. Okay. It's so easy, puya. I have puya. So if I have a #4, it's very long. It's cuartel moncada. Okay. For example, if I have a #5, I don't remember #5. Can you help me, please?
Sin comer no hay quien viva.
It's very long. Sin comer no hay quien viva.
That's only for #5.
Yeah. Only. For example, I have a double white. It's empty. We have we can call it blanquizar de jaruco.
Okay, okay. So it's like for the opponent not to understand, like it's like a different maybe than saying than the normal number.
Disguising, yeah.
Making it harder for him to understand.
Yeah, it's true. And the people is around us can follow the game.
Yeah.
You know, can listen the game.
Listen and know, indeed.
Because many times it's full.
Yeah,
the last people they can see, they cannot see the game.
So it's like a commentator while you're playing, right? So people can hear and know what's going on.
True.
Brother Juan, is there other traditional games rather than domino in Cuba?
Yes, we have many.
Okay.
But we have cards, we have shares. But the domino is the really most important games for us.
So nothing comes by the domino. It's the number one and the most famous games in Cuba.
It's no doubt.
Very good. I have heard a great deal about this game. Now I'm excited to see. So I want you to show me.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm sure you will love it.
Yeah.
So basically, the person with the highest number has to start the game.
Yeah.
And then the person to the right will continue, and so on.
Yeah.
So you can continue only if you have the number on the table in your set.
Okay.
So if I put the number 6 here, you check. If you have 6, you follow, and then he has to check the table. If he has, he follows, and so on.
Yeah. So only if I have the same number, I can play. Brother, the music takes a huge part in any culture. You know, the traditional music that we always listen to and enjoy in our occasions, wedding. And we can see that music is taking a huge part in the culture of Cuba. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, the music is important in my country. So the music is the truth, is coming from our heart.
Yes.
It's spiritual. For example, I remember when I was young, my father taught me something like how to make the music.
Yeah.
It's so simple, like a.
Okay.
It's like a kind of music, and maybe every single person in Cuba, they know how to do it.
Yes, indeed. Like he showed you even a way to do it, like without using any music tools or anything. And tell us more about what type of music do you have, their names and everything.
First things, all the music is coming with the temp. Yeah. For example, this is the temp. We need to follow the single temp. And we have a secret. Okay. We have a secret so important. It's the clave cubana, for example.
Okay.
This one is important for the music, Cuban music.
Yeah, okay. And what are their types? Like I heard like there's a lot of names when it comes, like when I read about the Cuban music, I can see lots of names. So what are the difference between them? Like the tone, is it, or what's the difference between them?
For example, the difference is the tempo. Maybe it's fast, maybe it's slow, maybe it's for, depends of the people like it.
Yeah.
It depends.
It depends indeed. And even some of these music in lots of cultures, they have like a certain music used for certain occasions, like the weddings, or sometimes like a guest coming by, or any type. Lots of occasions happening, and each occasion has its own music, or it has its own celebration types that require a certain type of tone and music and rhythm. So, like for example, the most famous music types that's being used in most of the occasions in Cuba.
Okay, we have a super carnival in Cuba. So the music in this moment is the conga. Okay. The conga is almost, we are using all the instruments inside. Even the drums, the guitar, the trompeta, tambor, maraca, cencerro.
Nice.
So it's important to make the band. It's
indeed,
important.
indeed. And you told me the drum is like it's a bass in every type of music, of course. And what are more than the drum, other than the drum? What can you tell me? Like, it must be used in every type of music.
The clave cubana.
Okay.
It's a simple. We're gonna use it everywhere, in every single song.
Indeed, indeed. And even, brother, like speaking about music, we can see that in Cuba there is lots of festivals and carnival. Speak us more about it.
So the festival, the carnival, all the street, the people dancing, everyone together.
Yeah.
So with only one choreographer.
Okay.
So it's amazing. It's like wonderful.
It's a different type of, feelings, and with all the people gathered, enjoying like of course, the loud music, people on the street. It's really something different. I want you to, make me listen to some of those interesting music that you have.
I bring something already here. If I can play.
Really? Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Let me hear it.
Let me try.
Okay.
Let me see. So let's start with the clave cubana.
Okay. Brother Luis, in every culture we can find the sayings, and it's different from culture to culture. Of course, you have heard like someone giving you a saying. It comes always in the sake of advice, in the sake of joking. And of course, you have heard like, of course, your grandfather or sometimes your father giving you an advice in the sake of trying to use the sayings like to make you get the idea. And it's always old, like when someone tells you about it, he will say, for example, I have heard it from my father and grandfather, now I'm saying it to you. So they use these type of sayings in every culture, for to joke or to give an advice or to maybe sometimes comment about the situation. So today we would like to hear more about the Cuban sayings.
Yeah, indeed, they are very old sayings, as you said. So one I remember right now is a falta de pan, casabe, which means if you don't have what you need to use what you have right now.
Okay.
So it's very wise. One more I can give you is tienes el moño virado, which means your hair is a bit messy right now.
Okay.
Is if you're upset about anything, I just stay away from you until you cool off, you're very calm. So just stay away from him for now.
Not in the mood to talk now.
Yes.
Okay.
One more can be siempre que llueve escampa, which means the rain will not last forever. Will end eventually.
Yeah.
So just be patient, everything will come to an end, and your time will come one day. Those are the few I can give you. And
also I have noticed, like the Cubans, they use a lot of words, similar words to Arabic words. Yeah. I don't know if you have noticed that or not. Can you tell us more about this similarity in words that we have? Yes, exactly. Those words, for example, I remember shirt in Spanish is camisa. Yes. So it's the same word in Arabic, basically. Cave in Spanish is cueva. Yeah. What else I can tell you? Cotton. Yeah. For us is algodón. Yeah, so it's close to Arabic. Yes. Yeah. Rice is arroz for us. For you guys, arroz. So same. Indeed. And finally, sugar. For us is azúcar. Yes, indeed. So it's basically the same language in those. As you said, Brother Luis, we have a lot of similarities in the world. Sometimes people travel to different places and they notice like the similarity and they get surprised, like, is it like, do they know our language or did they learn like some of our words? But it turns out that we have in many cultures the similarity in the words. And as you said, like in the Spanish language, this type of word that you mentioned was taken when the Arabs were in that area before. So it was taken from the Arabic language and then we were used in the Spanish languages. So that's why we can, of course, see this similarity. And at least we can understand each other in some way if I came to Cuba and I couldn't speak, of course, Spanish. And also, lady, we can talk about more the literature, the poetry, some of the most famous writers in Cuba. In Cuba, we have a very important writer, which is called Jose Marti, and he was writing books, like I say, for kids. Actually, many of his books were used in the school
you know, just for teaching like many grades in the school. And through those books, I mean, you can find like a wide range of knowledge, you know, like poetry, and he was really like writing about many different subjects, let's see. And in Cuba, this is, I would say, if not the most, one of the most important,
right, yes.
for us.
And even lately when we visit Cuba, I can see a lot of pictures like with the amazing architecture and the colors, or even old architecture in Cuba that gives like the amazing sense of the traditions and the history of Cuba. Tell us more about it.
Yes, as you said, our architecture is really influenced by many countries, you know. There is a great variety as well, and I think this is one of the main attractions as well, attraction for the tourists, you know. Everybody goes there and it's like traveling to the past when they visit the city, and they are amazed by those buildings and the architecture and the way we are trying to keep everything as it was like many years before.
Indeed.
So yeah, it's great.
And also the cars.
Yeah.
Happens with the car the same. We have the cars from the 50s, the 40s, and you can see them still on the roads, and people love that because they still have the same feeling, like the authentic, classic cars.
Indeed.
You just get behind the wheels and just imagine you feel you are different generation, different era.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so we love that.
Of course, and that's what makes Cuba very special. Of course, the landscapes, the weather, the architecture, and also like the old cars that give you the impression that you are, of course, in the old times, which is priceless, of course. Brother Juan, each country has like, you know, rather than famous fruits, the famous vegetables, they have their famous drink. And this famous drink usually comes from what they have in their nature, what they plant. So we want to learn today about the famous drinks in Cuba.
Perfect. So on front us, we have the important coffee that we have in Cuba. Is super important for us.
Okay.
Even every morning, for lunch, for dinner, for meeting, for have a meeting, is important. For example, we have now the coffee powder that we have in Cuba.
Yeah.
So it's very aromatic, it's a little bit bitter, and this coffee is Robusta. It's growing in the mountain. For example, yes, in the mountain.
Okay.
On the mountain.
And Brother Juan, regarding like preparing the coffee, I heard sometimes like there is huge steps, like from taking it from the mountain then to the coffee cup. It takes like there's steps to it. So take us through these steps.
Okay, so look like easy, but it's not. It's passion inside. So we need to select the good one, beans from the plant, and we need to wash properly one, no?
Yeah.
And we need to put on the floor for making dried.
Okay.
So then we need to make a powder, but it takes time like 2-3 weeks, and then we need to enjoy it.
Indeed,
That's
indeed.
it. Yeah.
And I see some people like they also smell the coffee. Like maybe they can recognize it by the smell, and even there is like the dark roast, medium roast. Take us through that.
Yeah, it's true. For the smell it, you can feel it's ready or not. So for that reason, we are smell it. Also, when it's ready the coffee, we need to smell it before.
Before drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very strong.
It's very strong,
It's
no?
very
It's very
strong.
smell.
Yeah.
It's bitter, a little bit. But I think this one is not ready.
Okay, so let's try.
But this one is not ready, and this one, yes.
This
Let's
is
do it.
ready,
Yes,
indeed.
yes.
It's very nice, by the way.
Thank
and
you so
I noticed
much.
it has sugar in it.
Yeah. There is sugar inside.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we have in the table the sugar already.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. This is our important
Sugar cone.
sugar king.
Sugar king.
So in my country, it's growing almost in everywhere.
Yeah.
For make a business, for make a construction also. For example, tables or chairs, whatever. This is our business in Cuba. And we can get it also, the uses from here. For example, the guarapo. We have the guarapo there.
Yeah.
only we need to squeeze the sugarcane in the kind of machine, and so easy. We are gonna get it the guarapo.
As you know, lady, each country has its traditions when it comes to wedding and when it comes to marriage and the ceremonies before it. So, like every country has its own traditions, or like when they celebrate, or the way they dress, the way they where they do the ceremonies and the celebration. So, we would like to know more about the wedding traditions in Cuba.
Well, in Cuba, we have a wedding. It's normally lasting for 1 day. So there will be a small ceremony with close friends and the family and the neighbors as well, of course. They will say their vows there. Of course, the bride will be wearing white. Like, this is really a tradition for, I guess, everywhere. And then after that, the ceremony will be finished, let's say, I don't know, like in the morning normally, and then in the afternoon, they will go to a different place. It can be the house, it can be any other place, and everybody will be there. Friends, family, everybody together celebrating.
Indeed.
But it will be just 1 day.
Yeah, it will be like the wedding 1 day. And like before the wedding, like the preparation, like in the traditional way.
Yeah, for that, normally the bride and the groom, they will be, of course, they will buy for themselves the rings and everything. Maybe some friends will give a small gift, let's say, but it's not a tradition, like everybody has to give to them. And everybody will help somehow. You know, the friends and the close families, everybody will help, whatever is needed. So everybody in group will apport a little bit to the big celebration.
Indeed, indeed.
Yes.
And even Brother Luis, in some countries, like the guy has his own traditional celebration he does, maybe with his friends, maybe with his cousins. So tell me more about it, the preparation of a guy for the marriage in Cuba.
So yeah, the guy will prepare the wedding with his friends and family in every way he can. But what is special about the wedding in Cuba is after the wedding is finished, the groom will drive the car with the bride sitting on top of the hood, right? Driving the car across Malecon in Havana, right? Yeah. The Malecon making, the klaxon, making a big noise, so everyone knows that he's already married. Indeed. So that's a big tradition in Cuba.
Mm-hmm. And I heard also in the Cuba, at the wedding, they use rice to spill it on the bride and the groom. Is that
right after the ceremony, the first ceremony? Then the family and friends will be, and just at the exit, and they will throw rice at them. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
It's like wishing them the best of happiness and health and love and everything.
And luck, indeed, indeed. And since we spoke about celebration of the marriage and the marriage ceremonies, we have to speak about, the bliss and the joy for the couples after having a baby. A lot of countries, they have certain traditions to celebrate the newborn baby. So tell us more about it in Cuba.
Once the baby is born, again, close friends, families, even some neighbors as well will be even waiting at the hospital, just to see the baby, because they want to be the first one to be there and greet the mother and congratulate the mother and see the newborn. And after that, once everybody will go to their place, they will decorate everything, everybody will be waiting to welcome them to their new home with the baby and everything, and again another celebration, and everybody will be around the baby and pictures, and that will be a really good memory for later on, To prepare a very traditional Cuban food. In Cuba, food for us is really, really, really important. There is no gathering or any celebration without food. So the main meal, let's say, the base is like rice and beans together, and avocado. We can put some potato as well, sweet potato. So today what we are cooking is called ropa vieja, and we have, for that preparation, we have here beef, and we have, of course, white rice. We have avocado, we have tomato, some garlic and onion, and some spices for the meat. The first step that we are going to do is put some oil, and then we are going to put straight away the beef to cook. Some onion, Then we put some spices. Almost every day with rice and beans for lunch and dinner. And we add to that, let's say, meat or some salad. So we put some garlic now. We make sure that it's really tasty. Never spicy because we don't eat spicy, but we really need to feel, we like to feel the flavor of the meat. And now we can move to the rice. So we put some water here, just a little bit of oil, and then we put the rice. Which is easy to cook and is what we really love in the Cuban food. We have this meal, let's say, almost every day in many families. It's easy to cook. All right, so now we can prepare the salad. So here we have tomato and here we have avocado. Keep arranging the salad, let's say. And normally we serve everything in one plate. So let's say the rice and the meat and the salad, we will put all together in one plate. And whatever is in front of we will eat it at once. So we don't have to take from one place into the other place like in any different country, let's say.
I want to thank you all for having me today, and thank you so much for the hospitality and for the generosity of your welcome. I guess we have learned a lot today about Cuba, and it's time that we have learned about the Cuban food. Is that correct, lady?
Yes, exactly. So here you have a perfect example of a Cuban food. So I cooked today rice and beans, which is really, I would say, the base of every Cuban meal. Normally we have rice and beans like in lunch and dinner most of the time, almost every day.
Yes.
So here you have as well ropa vieja, which is beef.
Mm-hmm.
Here you have a carne with salsa, so with sauce. And then you have some chicken as well with a special sauce that we make with a lot of spices as well.
Nice.
And here you have some salad, and here, okay, the chicken. And most of the time we always include a plátano.
Okay.
With our meals as well.
Sorry, but plata was what?
Plátano is banana.
Banana.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. No, I really enjoying what I'm seeing. It's well prepared, and as you described it, it looks so delicious. Thank you again for preparing it. Also, lady, when we speak about the traditional food, we speak about food that we have learned from our fathers and grandfathers. They are all dishes that used to be prepared back in the day. So when we speak also about the dishes you told me about and the Cuban food in general, did it change, or did something like maybe some add-ups were added like by the people, or is it still the same?
Yes, and there were a few changes. For example, the way of preparation of the food, the way they were cooking before, it was a little bit different. An example is our grandmother. For example, she was cooking with charcoal, and most of the time the kitchen was even out of the house because of the smoke, you know, the bad smell or whatever. But the thing is that now you compare the normal cooking right now in our houses in the normal oven, and compared to that charcoal cooking, the taste is much better when it was cooking before with charcoal, right?
Yes, even right now there are some places, some restaurants, and you know they cook with charcoal only. Yeah. And you can taste it in the food, in the meats.
Indeed.
It's more smoky and softer.
Indeed.
It's better, of course.
Indeed.
It takes longer, but it pays off.
Yeah. It's much tastier, of course. Of course. Tell us more about the Cuban sweets that are a must in every table.
We have, for example, it's called Casquitos De Guayaba. It goes with sugar and everything out of guava, and normally we combine it with cheese or something like that, but even we can eat it. Then we have, I guess from almost every fruit that we have, we can make, we can make a sweet, right?
Even the mango.
Yes.
Yeah, from the mango.
We also made a sweet, of course, rice and milk. Yeah. Right, and some cinnamon as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we make the flan. For us, the flan, for me, is my favorite.
This is the best one.
Yeah. For me, the flan is amazing. Nice. So made with eggs and milk.
Yeah. And we have pudding also. Yes, remember, pudding is kind of flan, but with bread inside.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, yeah. And we can see like most of the foods that we mentioned are the ingredients or the fruits used are the fruits that are, you know, that we have and the fruits that are famous in our country. Of course, like, you know, of course Cuba has many fruits, looking at the forests, looking at the big plants, the care of the plants that they have. And eventually we have these amazing, of course, meals and dishes and sweets that we all mention in the traditional Cuban food. And I guess it's time to try it in person.
Of course.
أعزائي المشاهدين وصلنا وياكم لنهاية حلقتنا اليوم. أتمنى أنكم تكونون استمتعتوا ويانا وخليكم أنا وبستمتع بالأكل الكوبي.